Hey, I'm Jeff with AvidMax, and today we have an awesome new product here. This is the Waterworks-Lamson center axis rod and reel combo here. It is different from really every other fly rod on the market because, as you can see, the reel is not only built into the rod here, but it's seated up a lot higher in the rod. And that is going to do a few amazing things for you. We'll talk about those in a minute. But first we wanted to just talk about the reel here. So the reel is the Waterworks-Lamson Lightspeed reel, which if you're familiar with it at all, is a really, really nice reel. So it's one of the lightest reels on the market and has a couple of cool features. It's got the sealed conical drag, like a lot of these do. It's a much narrower reel, which is going to help with making sure that the axis is up a little bit higher here so that you're going to get some quicker retrieve rates and things like that without having to load it down with tons of extra line. Still going to be able to fit plenty on there in order to make sure that if that fish takes off and is running on you, you got enough backing to hold it there. But it really is just a nice, really smooth reel here as well, and has a really nice drag system. That sealed conical drag is a great system and has a really easy to manipulate here drag on the back. Now, being that this is set into the reel a little bit, you might be a little bit more worried about if you're one of those guys that reels right-handed as opposed to left-handed, how easy is it to switch the drag out? And it really is pretty easy. You just pop the spool out like you would on any of them. You're going to take this apart and kind of flip it over like you would on any other of the reels, and it's real easy to switch. The difference then comes in that because you can't just take the reel off and flip it around, what do you have to do? And as you can see here, there are just 2 screws right there, and then make it so that you can see here as well, 2 screws right there. You just take those 4 screws out, flip it around, put it back together, and it switches. So it really is pretty easy. And just like all of the other Lightspeed reels, you can order different spools for this as well. So if you've got a couple of different ways that you fish, maybe you need some sinking line, some intermediate line, and then some floating line, you can do that real well. This is a freshwater only setup, and it's going to be designed for a little bit of the smaller, kind of more delicate presentations, a little bit more delicate casts, and so we're going for a little bit smaller fish as well. So it's going to come in some smaller sizes. It's in a 4 weight up to, I think they've now just released an 8 weight as well, and they are all they're all really nice. So from the 4 weight up to the 6 weight, it's just going to have the half well handle, and then on the 8 weight, it's going to have a full well. But it really does feel really nice in your hand there. But the real difference in this rod comes with your casting and the way that this is then built into the handle. So I don't know if you can see too much of the flex in this as we play with it a little bit there, but it's got a medium to fast action. And it's a really nice way that they've built this rod, and that even though it's a medium to fast action, they've also tried to make sure that the rod is loading a lot lower down in the rod, which doesn't usually happen on some of those medium to fast. Usually a medium to fast action rod is going to bend primarily at the tip. That way you're going to get a little bit more strength behind your casts, a little bit more lifting power to pull the fish out there. But they've designed this so that even though it is still a medium to fast action rod, you're going to get that bend that goes a little bit deeper in the rod as well, and that's just going to help for casting and presentation. Really, the great thing about this rod is the way that it feels as you're casting with it. And so unlike a traditional rod where it feels like you've got the rod and then the reel is kind of hanging off of the bottom, the way that they've integrated this into there is really revolutionary. It's one of those things that's a little bit more difficult to describe than when you're actually able to use it, but it has a completely different feel that just lets you have a lot more control over your casts. And the way that the whole rod is weighted then feels a lot nicer, because you don't have a reel that's kind of hanging down below it, throwing off the weight in the back of it. but as it's set up a little bit higher, it feels like it's all a lot more of one smooth motion, and it really is something that changes the entire feel of the cast there. It helps you be a little bit more accurate, and especially as you're hooking into that fish, is going to help you feel the fish on the end a lot nicer as well, not having kind of that big weight of the reel hanging off the end there. Also, one of the things about this reel being set a little bit different is you're not going to be able to use a traditional rod case with it either, because it just won't fit. And they've included a really nice one here. As you can see, it's got a spot for the rod and reel in there as well, and fits it all in there, and they're really nice. We won't put the rest of it in there, but it's a pretty short case. It fits it real nice, and then it comes with a carrying handle here as well. So if you're looking for something that is really a lot different than what's on the market now, something that's going to help you cast a little bit better, that's going to help you feel those casts a little bit better, it's going to help you as you're setting the hook, bringing those fish in, and really let you feel the rod a lot more than really anything else on the market, this is going to be the answer for you. If you liked our video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as add any comments or suggestions down below. For more fly fishing and outdoor related videos, subscribe to our AvidMax YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.
I swear my love is true. I use my heart over my mind. I'm not over you.